Hello, this is Crypto CJ. It's a trade of the day, Monday night Zoom edition. And ordinarily we would go over Bitcoin and Ethereum, but we have a trade setup forming as we speak in near protocol. So I'm going to go look at that chart first, do things a little out of order today, and we'll get back in the usual groove. You guys should be seeing my near 5-minute chart.
Yes.
All right, thank you. And as you can see, we've got a really nice dip sequence forming here. So we've got our squeeze, our bubble, one dip, two dips, three dips, actually a fourth and a fifth. Well, maybe one of these wouldn't count, but multiple dips. And I got in about here, actually on this little pullback here. So I turned my my exchanges off. I'm a little bit in profit now. This is not trading or financial advice, but we are in a 1, 2, 3 dip sequence on near as we speak. I had a really good trade with this last week. And so when I saw it was in the sequence, I jumped on it. And a lot of times I have to go, in the past to look for dip sequences that correspond with the iCoinPro 1, 2, 3 dip. And I did find this on the iCoinPro RSI SPY. Again, I'm out of order today. I would usually go Altcoin Alert first and then iCoinPro, but I had this set up as usual. I look at both of these in the morning and then check them again in the afternoon. And I saw the near protocol, the Bitcoin option here, and then the USDT pair down here. And the volume is pretty good on Binance and Bybit and other exchanges. So
If you were looking at that right now, would you say that you're too late, or would you still consider getting into it?
I'd consider getting into it because I got in right around here.
Okay, thanks.
So again, not not financial
Right.
advice, but we don't get these setups very often. Here one is. All right, any questions on this before I go back to our usual format? Okay. Bitcoin day chart. We've had 5 straight negative days, but not huge drops. So we hit a hard resistance here at about 23.8, bounced down. We did break through 24 briefly on Thursday. We talked about that on Friday, but it's been downhill since then. And we just closed, again in the negative. We're down 4% since Thursday. So not so good, but again, not a surprise. It's never going to go straight up. And we're going to have we've got quite a bit of resistance here, this yellow line area and a little bit below. And then we're going to have some more, once we break through, probably around 25 before we can start shooting towards 30. So we got to get over this hump here. And it could take a few days, could take a few weeks, might happen tomorrow, who knows. But that's where we are at the moment on Bitcoin. I went through the news briefly. I didn't really see anything that jumped out at me. If you guys know something that we should talk about, let me know.
Excuse me. Yeah, the only thing I saw was a lot of small Bitcoin accounts being created.
Yeah, that's
which
this.
might be imminent of a lot more people getting involved.
Yeah, when people create small Bitcoin addresses on wallets, that can be a sign of the return of retail traders to the space. That would be encouraging. The more traders, more volume we have, that usually works well for pushing prices up. So
What about the Fear and Greed Index? Because that would have something to do with that as well.
yeah, I was gonna look at that a little later, but let's check it out now. We are in greed. Yay for greed. February 5th. Yeah, it's usually 24 hours behind. So I would think we were in the 60s briefly. I think we were there on either Thursday or Friday last time you and I spoke. So yeah, we're pushing the index. So that's pretty cool.
Also, what's happening is Binance is halting withdrawals of USDT Tether.
Oh,
Yeah, I was watching right before this, I was watching, Alta Daily. And, that's what they were talking about. And that was only like 11 minutes ago.
Who is halting?
So I'm sorry, Binance,
Not US, but just
not
Binance.
US, no.
Yeah, okay.
Well, that is worthy of further investigation. That's just general. Yeah, I don't want to do Google searches while you guys
It's
are on
right there.
here.
You just skimmed over it.
All right. Well, if you, yeah, if you find it, put it in the chat and we'll look at it. Put the link in the chat. Okay, so Ethereum, yeah, it hit about 1680. It did break 1700 briefly, also on Thursday. It was up on Friday a little bit, 1660, but dipping since then. But it's holding its ground a little better than Bitcoin is at the moment. Okay, so any questions other than what we've discussed already on Bitcoin and Ethereum before I move over to Altcoin Alert? See if we can find some more trades. Okay. Altcoin Alert, I'm on the altcoin radar function. I have all the columns in front of me. Going to refresh my Altcoin Alert AA score sort. And I've got Frax and FET. Frax I've never traded. FET has a high score above 80. I think I've got that one up here. Do. And this was another one that was in a dip, almost in a dip sequence. We had a 1, a 2, it didn't make a third, and now it just shot up. So, Peter asked earlier if we were too late on near, and I thought no, but probably too late on this one. It's already above the SMA line. So, there's a couple ways to handle this. We've got multiple touches of support right around here. .4356 would be a place to set a price alert. Right click, add alert, and probably go 4356. And I would call this a altcoin alert score, purchase, and click create. And when this one's triggered, assuming it is, it might keep pumping and never be triggered. But assuming it does dip down here, reevaluate. You might be in the in the beginning of a new dip sequence, so you might want to wait that out even more. But as you know, I'm not into price alerts as much as I like indicator alerts on the 15-minute chart. So I'm over on the 15-minute chart, and there's a couple alerts I like to look at. In a trending market, I've been using the supertrend lately. And I've changed the ATR period from 10 to 5 to make it a little more sensitive. And it looks like it's been pretty good lately. Wow, this buy went on forever. On Thursday evening, yeah, over 20%. So that's a nice signal. The short didn't do that well. Maybe do an additional purchase up here, and then average dollar cost average up here, and then exit both positions. One breaks even, one has a nice gain. But to be candid, I've been trying that strategy with one ladder buy on shorts, and it's just not done well. So probably going to scrap that one. I may just have to use. I've been waffling between using just straight stop losses or trying to make one additional purchase on shorts, and the one additional purchase hasn't done well. The one additional purchase on buys has done a lot better, since we're even though the market's trending down the last couple days, overall, we've been trending up this calendar year. So on this entry here, we got a 4% move. And we just had a sell print on this about an hour ago. But again, we just had a big move up. So I like the super trend here on the long side, not on the short side. The other indicators I like to use are divergence. That's a disagreement between the indicators and the price action. See if I can show you an example. Stochastic. Price action is up. Well, that's stochastic, not stochastic RSI. So I'm gonna have to put one of those indicators on here to show you a better example. But this particular indicator is for many indicators. So it flags, I think I've got 8 or 9 in here that it's looking at to show me instances of divergence. And that can have a predictive value, but not always. You can see some of these shorts. They did okay. Actually, all these shorts were profitable except this one. And then this long obviously did really well. Yeah. Now I like to use this non-repaint indicator as well for confirmation. So if I get the non-repaint one triggering here and then the repaint one triggering here, I'm pretty good to go. And then this divergence from any indicators is much more alert friendly. I can right click on here, add this, say probably positive divergence once per bar close. Be sure you do that. And then AA score purchase, and you're good to go. Okay, so that's divergence. And then we can also look at stochastic RSI, but I like to do that on a later time frame even, like the 30. So when the blue line drops below the 20 value and comes back up, that can be a good time to get in. Like that happened here. You know, had a nice move. Happened here. Another nice move. There. $2:30 in the morning, unfortunately. 8:30 at night on a Saturday. Crypto never sleeps. Yeah, all these RSIs dips have done well on FAT on the 30-minute chart. So I think I'm going to go with one of those now. And it's about to break up again. So this just printed. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this one, see if that candle holds. So here's what you do: add an alert, crossing up. The K line is the blue line. Our value is going to be 20. Once per bar, and that's my AA score purchase alert, and create. And be good to go on this one. All right. Any questions on the various indicator alerts for FAT?
Where do your alerts show up?
Here.
No,
So I get them on my computer.
but do they come to your phone? Do they go to your email? How do you? Oh, just here.
Yeah. Well, they used to have all these on one screen, but now they divide this into notifications. So this will give you options on where to send it. So
Okay.
for me, it's going to be on the app, which is on my phone, to pop up here on my computer, and I'm going to have it play this sound. And I have
Got it.
different sounds for different alerts. So
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, and you can also send it email and SMS, which I think
Okay.
is text messaging. Okay. Okay, any other questions? Okay, let's look at Dennis's article. Okay, there's a okay, US dollar bank trans. Okay, that's not the same as USDT. This is yeah, this is US dollar bank transfers, which doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but read the bottom. It's just for Binance.com. Binance.us is same old.
Okay,
Yeah, it basically you couldn't, if you were in the US, you could not use Binance.com anyway. The only way to
Right.
use it was to use a VPN.
right.
And so now basically they've cut off that loophole where they're not even accepting that. But
Well,
you can
yeah,
still
you have to
use
do
it.
KYC to use Binance anyway.
Yeah.
So what concerned me about this is that they weren't allowing USDT transfers out, when the world's biggest exchange doesn't allow people to pull out their stable coins. That's not good. But this is different than that. So this I'm surprised wasn't deactivated a long time ago. I haven't traded on Binance in probably over a year. That's how I started on Binance, but yeah, when they started KYC, Americans couldn't use it anymore, even with a VPN, unless you could do something sneaky or shady with your KYC. But anyway, but thanks for making us aware of this. It's good to get the full story on some of these headlines. So okay.
CJ, do you use Binance.us?
No,
Okay.
not yet. I'm open to using it because I do some stuff with the BNB token. So, but I just haven't had a need to cash it out yet. But I probably will at some point. And when I do that, I'll probably get a Binance US account. But
Okay.
I used it to pull funds from crypto back into fiat, and they only charged me 1.5%, and it only took a day to get into my bank account. So I was real happy with that.
All right, so you were cashing out crypto into fiat, so into dollars.
I took MetaMask right into Binance USA, converted it to USD, and put it in my bank account, and it happened. It was like $6,000. It wasn't pennies,
Okay, what token was that?
I probably put over BUSD or something like that.
Okay. Okay, because I cash out of Coinbase frequently.
Yeah.
So I get paid in crypto a lot. So not a lot necessarily, but frequently. And Coinbase doesn't charge anything to cash out if you've done it long enough. So but I suspect if I had a Binance US account, they would charge me, hopefully. I mean, if they were going to charge me, it'd be the 1.5%. Eventually it would be less, but
I mean, I've asked people, well, how do you get? Oh, I use a credit card, and they put it on there, and they only charge me 2.5%. I'm like,
oh no.
congrats on that.
Yeah.
They put it on a prepaid credit card for them, and then they just go buy stuff with it. Like
Okay.
they had $10,000 on this stuff to spend, and I'm like, yeah, you can keep that 2.5%.
Yeah, really. All right, thanks for that. Let's go back to Altcoin Alert. All right, so we looked at FET and this frac share. It's up 20% today. I'm not even sure where that is. I've never heard of it. I think I've heard of it, but I haven't traded it before. I'm a little curious about it. So if we can find it on an exchange. Frax is on Binance. KuCoin. Okay, we like KuCoin. It's on BitCat on spot. Okay. It's had a nice move up. Too late to get into that one on the 5-minute chart. On our 15-minute, it's had a big move today. And let's look at supertrend. Again, it's giving good buy signals, so we like that. On divergence, bullish. Kind of went sideways before a big move up. And then on our 30-minute RSI, stochastic RSI, we're about to come back up again. It had a nice move off this Sunday afternoon. This movement here was not good very quickly. Actually, the ones before it, this one looks okay. Like about 3 for 5. Profitable. So again, I'm not really familiar with this one, but if you want to put an alert down here on the RSI like I did on the last one, that might be worth your while. Any questions on FXS? Okay, let's do one more on Altcoin Alert before we go to iCoinPro. Let's do our long-term sentiment sort. And quick review, sentiment is the Twitter data. What are people talking about? When I see that bullish or very bullish, and I line it up with the Elder Impulse Daily, which is a technical indicator, this is worthy of further investigation. So AION is up 32% today. It's been a while since I've traded that. Metal I was looking at this morning. Just looked at this one. Let's look at AION. Let's see, it's hanging around, not in a dip, just going sideways. Wow, 13% between the Bollinger Bands. That's amazing. Usually if I see something like this, I'm thinking maybe 2 to 3% at the most. So this one is a shaker and mover. Let's look at, I wonder if I should just, with that kind of movement, I might just, instead of using the 5-minute chart, I might use the 15. Let's take a quick look at supertrend on the 5. The buy obviously did well. Sell did too, over 3%. Just use a stop loss on that. Big jump here. Yeah, that sell just didn't do much. So I like this on the buy side, 4 straight wins, 5 straight wins on the buy side. So since we missed this move, what I like to do is set an alert on the supertrend buy, once per bar close. That's my long-term sentiment buy. And TradingView will always remember what notifications you used on your last alert, so I don't have to go and look at them again. So it's going to notify me on my app, show pop up on my screen, and play a sound also on my screen. And we're good to go. So what I'm looking for is kind of a move like this. Like it'll go up and trace down a little bit, kick a sell signal out. I won't get that because I haven't programmed my alert for it, and then get a buy like this. or a buy like this, or like the other three we looked at earlier. So no guarantees, but I like what I see here on supertrend. So I think I'm gonna go with that one. But while we're on this screen, let's look at divergence. Yeah, the bullish ones have done well. So you could go with that one too if you like divergence better than supertrend. And then let's go to the 15 and look at the RSI. And all these dips have done well that I can see. Each one of these has had a like 4 or 5% move or more. And get in this one right about here. 6%, this one. Quite a bit more. So yeah, the RSI alert on here is really good too. And it's just about to cross and go up. I might double alert this one. Crossing up 20. So we're on the 15-minute. I got 2 minutes for this to close. Let's see if it bounces up there or not. Okay, any questions on AION before we head over to iCoinPro?
Last week you had mentioned that the stochastic RSI you were maybe less interested in, and now you're not showing that indication. Just wondering if you had any conclusions.
I'm just looking at the charts as they are now,
Yeah.
and I like pushing it forward a couple time frames. So we were looking at the 5-minute on the other indicators, and I pushed this one to the 15. I'm usually looking at the 15, push this one to the 30 or the 60, and I think it could be really good. So
Okay.
I think since then, I talked to another trader who likes this a lot and kind of convinced me that I should pay more attention to it. I mean, I did to the point I replaced my RSI with this.
Right.
But as you reminded me, I do think it's a little too sensitive, but I like what I see at least today. So
Thank you.
it's always changing. If you look at some of my
Sure.
Zooms from a year ago, I'm using different stuff. So,
Yep.
but I always like that 1, 2, 3 dips. All right, iCoinPro. Let's go over here. Oh, that. Just had an alert go off on FET. Let's check this out before we head over. I had that up. I think Bybit delisted this for some reason. I don't know if it was caught up in the FTX stuff or not, but which alert was that? Stochastic on the 30. All right, so this just crossed on the 30. You guys might want to see if you want to take that trade. I think I'm in too many trades right now to do it myself, but anyway, guys might want to check that out. Okay, iCoinPro, RSI SPY. Let me refresh this real quick. Quick review. Our iCoinPro, the home of the 1, 2, 3 dip. I send on my Monday Zooms. I sent out a link to their free training, and I like the strategy. It's my go-to. I use others obviously, but this is probably one of my top 2 or 3 favorites. And we're in a good place now where we've had a dip sequence in some of these tokens and they're starting to come back up. So this is a good time to get into a dip sequence. I've already shown you a couple. Now, there's two tools I like to use on iCoinPro, the RSI SPY and the Buddy Coin Crawler. At the moment, we're on the RSI SPY. This is the 1-hour RSI sort. And I'm looking for values below 30. And we have a few that qualify. And we already looked at near protocol. That's the Bitcoin pair. I think the USDT pair just fell out. It's trending up a little bit, so it's got a 31 value. I will still look at some of these. If I don't see what I like in here, I might still look at 31s, 32s, because those are usually coming out of dip sequences, and that's a good time to get in. So let's look at, since we already went over near protocol, we've got Harmony. We looked at this one on Friday. Solana, just a little bit above with a 30 value, but that's a more popular coin than Harmony. So we'll look at this one. And when you click that down, that drop down menu, it'll give you a 5-minute chart for the one you clicked for. And it'll freeze. All right, 5-minute chart, and looks like we just missed a dip sequence on this one. This one's a little harder to define. We've got a squeeze here and then a bubble. It's kind of a long bubble. I'd say we got 1, 2. You get an upward movement here, but it doesn't break through the SMA line. So that's a simple moving average. So this is still in play. There's a third dip there, and we get a break up right about here. So this would have been the ideal place to get in. 0.43, but then it came back down again. Might be going for a fourth dip. So if you're a Solana fan, there's a dip sequence going on as we speak on the 5-minute chart. Okay. If you want to wait for a more definitive move on a longer time frame, on the 15-minute, let's look at the super trend. It's showing a sell. And we probably wouldn't get a buy triggered on this till it made a better move upwards. The last buy did not do well. The last 2 buys have not done well. This one did okay on Saturday. Only about 1.3%, not that great. This one's a better one to short. All these sell alerts have done well. 2% or higher. If you're at 5-10x leverage, that's a really good day trade. So kind of liking this one to short. So I'm going to short this. SI SPY short, and there we go. So that's the super trend option on divergence. Bullish divergence. These two didn't do that well. This one looks okay. It's not going to cooperate with my ruler. Got 1.5%, not bad. That one was not good. Probably still be in that trade. That you got in here instead last night. 1.3, 2%. I think we've looked at better options than Solana, so I would probably choose those over this. Let's look at the 30-minute RSI real quick. Move to something else. On the longs, on the RSI. This one on Thursday night did okay. Let me get in right about here. 3%. It's another dip down. I don't know if this would have triggered or not. Bypass that one. This one did okay. If you weren't too greedy. 1.6. 1.6 on the half-an-hour chart's not that great. This one went up a little bit and Still be in that trade, probably ladder buying in this vicinity. Yeah, the next ones didn't do that well. This one's not bad. 1.7. Again, I think the others we looked at are better than this. So any questions on Solana before I bail on it? We'll look at one more iCoinPro option. Okay, we looked at the RSI SPY. I also like the Buddy coin crawler. And that's going to show me the coins that are moving today. Doesn't matter what direction. This is the sort I like to use, the average low. That's a 24-hour low to the SMA line. It's that simple moving average between the Bollinger Bands, the pink line on my charts. So we've looked at AION already. I have an alert on Alchemy Pay, ACH. We looked at FAT. Usually looking for 4% or better, depending on the market. You know, when the market was pumping, you know, in 2021, I would do 5 or 6%, but yeah, we may get back to that kind of thing. But right now, I'm just looking for 4% or better. Let's go ahead and look at metal, which is close to 4%, 3.84. So let's look at this one. Yeah, it's got a Bart Simpson thing going here. Not quite. Didn't come all the way down, but that's on the 30-minute though. Let's look at the 5 first. Trending down pretty hard. And a long dip sequence. This is kind of hard to gauge. Had a squeeze here, then then kind of a sideways bubble. Not almost 5% between the Bollinger Bands, not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, kind of like a 4 or 5 dipper there. Starting to come back, RSI is crossing, TDFI is pushing up. So get in this and try to get up to the SMA line, 3%. That's a pretty good day trade. If you're looking for resistance, seeing some here, that's about 5%. There's some more right about up here, you know, 8.8%. Some of these smaller volume altcoins can be really volatile. It's not an ideal setup for a dip sequence, but it looks intriguing to me. On the 15, on our indicators, supertrend is doing really well. This is the worst one. And the sell picked up 2%. The buy shot up here, 14%. Okay, this sell didn't look as good because you're always judging or back testing from the worst entry. So your sell's going to be here. That's where you're probably getting in, probably around here somewhere. So that one probably is a loser, but the buys have done really well. And most of the sells have as well. So this is one where I like to use the super trend direction change. So you click on that once per bar close. If you're an experienced trader and you trade leverage, you can just, you know, look at this and match it up with your confirmation indicators. I'm using the stochastic RSI and the TDFI. You know, so this on this buy, you know, we got the cross here and the TDFI is strong. So yeah, I kind of like that that direction change for this one. On divergence, Bullish did well, except for this one. That bearish one did well. This one did poorly. Actually, all the bearish ones did poorly except this one. So probably go with bullish only on this one until you see us. But it is trending down pretty hard right now. I think I'd stick with the direction on this one. Yeah. Let's look at the 30-minute on the stochastic RSI. And all these crosses below the 20 look good. Yeah, all these have been profitable. And what I'm doing is I'm putting my cursor down here at the cross, following this line up and seeing where I would have gotten in. And as you can see, that would have been a really big move up. Yeah, all these are, all except the most recent one are good moves. So keep that in mind. I think I go with the super trend on this one. Any questions on metal? Okay, well, we're at about 40 minutes. Do we have any questions about the markets overall or any of these trading concepts, indicators, approaches, support, resistance?
Yeah, CJ, on the super trend, did you say you set the ATR at 5?
Yes.
Okay.
You can leave it on the default at 10 if you want. That's fine. It won't trigger as much, but you'll probably get a more solid signal. I'm just trying to increase my trades a little more using the super trend. So
Can you tell me what ATR stands for?
average trading range. So it's another trend-based indicator.
And you keep the multiplier at 3?
Yeah, I didn't change that.
All right. Thanks.
I think Ethereum is going to be running into a lot of resistance right now. It's got resistance trend up, trend down, and horizontal resistance it's running into.
Yeah, I'm on the day chart at the moment. I got to share. Let's see, let's go to the 15. Maybe the hour would be better. Look at the range. Yeah, the range for the last few days. Here to here. So 1,700 to 1,550, about $150 range, 10%. So, it's kind of in the middle now. I have dabbled with drawing ranges like this and, going long here, and short up here. So, yeah, that's something to think about too. You could just not worry about indicators and, look at the charts and support and resistance and trade that way. It's a perfectly reasonable way to trade.
If you just look at the chart on a daily chart,
Yeah, we did that.
It's coming to a point where the up down trend lines and horizontal resistance, it's all meeting right there in that one spot.
Okay.
I don't know what it means, but
Yeah, I've got that little, kind of a little mini range here. So that would be another trading range. So I got a little distracted. I got a message from Kevin. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here unless there's something else pressing. Okay, someone sent me an email. No, I can't remember what that was about. Oh well, I'll have to tackle it on Friday. I'll go ahead and wrap this up here. If you're watching on the recording, thanks for doing that. Please check out the opportunities described in the pinned comment. If you're in Carbon, stick around. We'll be talking about that shortly. If you're not in Carbon, you want to head out now, you're free to do that, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye.